Am I in love with this? No, I am not. That's the one thing about going live. You want the surroundings to be perfection. So we're about to use my little selfie light, and hopefully this will do what I need it to do. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. Eventually we're gonna get this so perfect, so we don't have the perfect room for it. It's gonna be like, my nice little nook. Until then, we're here and we're making the most of it. Okay, we're making the best of it. So welcome. Woo. I'm excited for this conversation, which is probably how I start off all of these lives. But my question to you is, what does your personal brand say about you? What does your personal brand represent? Who is your personal brand for? I like that question. I like that question a lot. So in today's conversation, we are going to get into the purpose of your personal brand, and we're also going to tap into what happens when you align with other brands and also what's available to you when you become a incredible representation of your brand and what becomes available to you. So I would like to turn off my notifications. 1 second before we keep going. I want to turn those off because they are annoying me. Let's see. I really just want to turn off the mail ones because those are the ones that be going off. And I don't even use this Apple Mail. All right, perfect. So we have that set up. Let's get into defining. Okay. Let's get into defining what a personal brand is. Let me bring back up my screen so I can see you. Good afternoon. Say hello in the chat if you're here. I seem a little all over the place. I can't lie to you. I am maybe a little TMI. This is my cycle week, so I'm really in the mood for resting. And this is why I love working from home. First of all, I don't work. This is why I like creating from anywhere, because I have full and total control. Hi, Janae. So this week I'm like slow pace. I've literally been walking 8 to 10,000 steps a day, and I've been doing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. So I've been eating around 3 o'clock for the past 2 days. This is day 3, and I feel really good, surprisingly. And also today I just kind of want to chill. All right, so let's get into the conversation because that's why you're here and I'm here to serve you. So a personal brand is how people perceive you, and it's the impression you want to leave on others. It's a combination of your skills, values, and experiences that make you unique. I want to read this again because I think there are some very key components in here that I want you to take away. A personal brand is how people perceive you. That's number 1. And it's the impression you want to leave on others. Number 2, it's a combination of your skills, your values. That's number 3, and experiences that make you unique. So I think that's a really great place to start in terms of understanding what a personal brand is, because let's be honest, we live in a capitalist society. I am not mad at that. I love living somewhere that allows me to be myself and get paid to exist. The adverse side of that, though, is how things can be used in a marketing scheme, in a marketing way. And so today, as we think of personal brand, it's all about how you're showing up online. And a big piece of this conversation today is going to be about your personal brand simply being who you are for yourself and who you are in the world. Okay. I am completely clear that not everyone wants to be online. That's great. I'm not talking to you. But for the people that do want to be online, your personal brand precedes you. Before you show up online, your personal brand exists in your person-to-person relationships. So I want to share a story with you, a personal story of mine, of when I lived in the British Virgin Islands. And I was doing exactly what I'm doing now. I had been an entrepreneur for about 2 full years at that point. So this is like 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. And while I was there, I was new to entrepreneurship, and as a 4-6, which is the royal opportunist, the royal role model, this is our whole scheme, our whole realm, right? I also know that, like luxury is available to me. And so I want to live into that. So I'm doing my business, I'm doing my live streams, I'm hosting lives, I'm living in a villa on the beach. And that one was for free initially. So I was living there for 3 months. And then I left that villa and I rented a villa on the beach for about 6 or so months. And the whole time I didn't necessarily have a car. Okay. So I was renting cars at that time. And I will be honest with you, at that point of my business, and I say business because I didn't know enough about business at that time. I just knew that I was doing something that I loved. And when money came and people were paying me for it, I was excited about that. But I didn't necessarily have a business. Okay. So when I said I didn't have a business, I didn't have consistent income. I had people paying me. That was me still chasing the dollar. I wasn't out of my deconditioning yet. I was still chasing. And so with a part of the chasing was I need to look the part. Okay. Personal brand. I have to look like what I talk about. And so I'm renting these cars and I'm paying for them as much as the money would come in. And then I wouldn't communicate when, okay, I don't think the money's coming in, or I don't know what's going to happen. I would reach out to the owners of the rental companies. I'll let them know, or they'd reach out to me, AKA like bill collector type stuff. But there was a part of me that was just like, oh, well, this is what people do in this environment. Now, to give a little background, I'm from the British Virgin Islands. In my opinion, in my experience, a lot of people, kind of live outside of their means. Maybe that's there, and that's also here in America too. And so living outside of your means is more so I'm trying to put on for the people, right? I'm trying to make it look like I have XYZ. And so me living that way then began to have like a brand created that was not in sync with who I say I am. Okay. And this is very important for you to note, because there's going to be a version of you that this is who I am, that these are my values, this is what I believe in, this is what I stand for. And then there's this other version of you that probably matches, I'm going to say, conditioning in some sense. I'm going to take my glasses off because that's bothering me. There's going to be a version of you that's like living into the conditioning. And for me, the conditioning was look the part. And you're going to recognize it's going to feel like a split. Okay. And so the brand that was being created of me is a brand of someone who doesn't pay her bills, right? That can't afford the things that she is engaged in. And luckily, God removed me from that environment, because God don't play about me, right? But I recognize that if I stayed there, my brand would then precede me. People would talk about me and the situations that I was creating financially before I even got to a space. And that was something that I couldn't get down with that. And now the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because your brand is not just who you are online. Your brand is who you are in life. Did I just spit, girl? I love being on live because it's so real, right? Your brand is who you are in life. And this is why it's so important to be your word. Again, I'm someone that I love to be my word. And I've also experienced myself as someone that was living beyond my means, wanted to portray this version of myself that I hadn't energetically aligned with yet, right? And then I recognized that that brand was speaking before I could speak for myself. And there were negative implications of that. And so before we really get deep into today's conversation, I want it to be so crystal clear that your brand exists before you come online. Your brand speaks before you. Okay? This is why people can start showing up on social media, and then you'll see people talking about, well, in our interaction in real life, and they will spill all the beans. And now that was their experience of you, but they add that to the conversation so people can now understand that you're not only the person that's showing up. And this is why I'm very open, very vulnerable, very authentic about the times in my life where I was not who I say I am. Okay? You ain't gonna come talk about me about something that I haven't already talked about. I have no problem talking about my growth because we're all growing. This is a human experience. So you are not going to shame me, honey. Okay. But I want you to get that who you be precedes you. The same way when I was pregnant, so many of my friends from boarding school, from when I was a child to when I was in boarding school around the age of 12, to when I went to Penn State, to people who knew me in New York, everyone's reaching out like, oh my God, she's so lucky to have you as a mother, because they experienced me as the nurturing person that I am. They probably had a conversation with me on my big red couch in Brooklyn, or they came to my apartment when I was learning how to cook at Penn State and I was acting like I knew what I was doing, but I was really just learning how to cook and feeding all these people because I was the youngest person in college in my age group. So they could go to bars and I couldn't. So the after party was always at my crib, which is so crazy because I'm a projector and it's like, where did I have this energy? I don't know. This is the 4-6 life though, okay? My apartment was the spot. And it was that way because 1, I love community, and 2, I couldn't go to the bars and I wasn't trying to get a fake ID. So come to my crib after the club at 2:00 and let's chop it up. Let's smoke a blunt. Let's have a good time, right? So all these people are reaching out and they're like, we're so excited for you. People who haven't probably spoken to me in years, right? We're so excited for you. Your daughter is so lucky. Like all of this positive sentiment. And it felt natural. It felt aligned because I knew who I was to those people. I knew who I was around those people, right? And so again, I'm sharing this because the interactions that you have in real life, who you are as a person, is your personal brand. And many of us are afraid to show up online because how do I translate who I am in real life? Because you're probably a good person. If you're attracted to my energy, you're probably a good person, right? You're a good person. However, you think from what you see that you have to put on for the camera. When in the reality, all there is for you to do is to be who you are online or offline, be that person online as well. You'll realize, depending on where you met me, right? It could be YouTube, it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitter. I engage with people. I am an optimistic person. I will cheer you on. I will send you positive vibes. Like that is just me, but that is also me offline. That is who I am as a person. I want the best for people. If I'm in your life, I'm going to give you as much accolades and confirmation and positive vibrations as I possibly can. That is just who I am. And so when I'm online, when I'm meeting people on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, that's just who I am. That's how I engage with people. Because people, no matter if they're on the phone or if they're on YouTube or if you meet them at a bar or at a brunch, people are people. So how you treat people offline is probably how you're going to treat people online. And because I know that you're a good person, I want you to be excited about that. Because when you translate who you are offline to who you are online, guess how many more people you get to impact in a positive way. Thanks to God, who already set it up in this manner, God has created the ease. Me being on YouTube live stream right now, me having my phone being on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram. God has made it easy for us to connect with our people. So when you come online and you're being fake, people can feel that. The same way as if you were being fake in person, they can feel that. So the encouragement here is to understand that your personal brand, it is the same offline and online. You get to be safe being your authentic self in every single space that you enter. Okay. And this is what is going to have your personal brand blow up overnight online. Like literally, I think I just gained probably 100 followers between yesterday and today on Twitter. On Twitter. I'm gonna say thanks to Janae. Janae is one of my students, my girlfriends, my key partner. She's in the confident and paid community. Started out as the projector portal, the projector profit lab. Janae shared something about her life and what she's going through. She's about to move in 2 weeks. Is it a week? No, I think it's a week now. She's about to move in a week. She has $800 to her name. She stopped going to work. She's enjoying her life, going skating, bought a saxophone, going for walks. Her Okay. Her, wow, see? Her, what you call it? Her eczema cleared up. Like all of these different things are happening because she made a decision to go in a whole different direction. Right? So she shared this and she shared the decisions that the choices that she's making since she decided that for her life. And she referenced me and she also referenced Jade. If you don't know Jade, Jade is big news. Love her. Popping girl, right? Big in astrology and human design and now in the crypto space. So she mentioned both of us, right? And because of that, I mean, I like to talk, I like to yap. I retweeted it, I reposted it, I commented on it, right? And so did Jade. So it brought all of this energy to Janae. Again, I want you to be present to how God has this set up and how this is so easy for us, right? So she shared her personal experience. She tagged me, tagged Jade. Me and Jade both commented, both shared, both reposted, and it brought more eyes, right? The beautiful thing too is that in our commenting, we added our whole spin on it. So now, not only did Janae post, but here's my thought process about Janae's post. And here's a generator, because Jade is a generator. Here's a generator's perspective and cheering on of Janae's post, right? So now all these people that follow us are like, ooh, what are they talking about? What's this story? So Janae over here, I'm just gonna share. She was like, you guys want to know something crazy? And she just shared this whole experience about what she's going through. And then the beautiful algorithm goes, oh, people, look at this exciting story. Are you interested in this? And then the comments on it. I relate. Oh my God, I want to do the same thing. Keep us updated. I'm rooting for you. Like it goes on and on and on. There are literally thousands of people that have seen this post. The reason I share this is because what Janae shared in that post is probably how she would share it in person if she was just talking to me. If she was just talking to you. This is what I mean by personal brand. This is what I mean by being safe to share yourself, your life, the things that you have experienced. Because you are born in a certain city, in a specific group of people, you think that that is your audience. I've been there. So then you try to fit into what that audience wants of you. And then you quickly realize this isn't fun. I'm not being myself. But you're like, well, how do I meet other people? Oh, well, I got to travel to another. That's one option. You can move to another country, another city, another state, or you can tap into the interwebs and meet your people. When I was younger, I used to be on when I went to college, everybody knew my MySpace. My name was Virgin Cupcakes with 3 X's on the end. That's actually what my Twitter used to be as well. And I was just chatting my stuff. Like I would be talking all the stuff that I want to talk about. And my reputation preceded me. People knew me because of my MySpace. Before that, I used to be on MSN Messenger and AOL Messenger, just talking to people all over the world, being myself. Because God set it up that way. The story of King Solomon is that King Solomon was so wise that his wisdom was talked about in nations far away, nations he had never been to. And his reputation, aka his personal brand, preceded him, where like queens and kings came to him to learn from him because they had heard of his lessons, they had heard of his wisdom. And if you don't know, I learned about King Solomon through my mentor, Myron, because I still have not read the Bible, right? God already had word of mouth as the first version of social media. When you are putting yourself out there, whatever, whether it's a negative or a positive, word will spread. And in today's day and age, it is easier than ever. And so when you get that the purpose of your personal brand isn't for you to just be online attracting brand deals. Your personal brand spreads your message and your purpose like wildfire. And so you want to ensure that who you are putting online is authentic to who you are. This is why when people met me, when I lived in the Caribbean, it's way easier to meet somebody that's online when you live on a little island, right? So I would be in my car, or I'd be wherever doing my live streams, and then people would see me in the grocery store. People would see me at the beach. People would see me out at a party or something, and they'd be like, oh my God, you're the same person you are in person that you are online. And I'm like, yeah, like, why would I want? But every time I heard that, and I heard it very often, I recognize that people's general experience is that when they meet someone in person that they have been following online, it's not the same person. They would tell me that I'm nice, just like I'm nice online. They're like, oh my God, you're literally just as nice as you are online. Your skin looks even better in person. Like, you look better in person than you do online. I'm like, damn. Again, you are not posturing when you put on your phone, when you open that app and you post that content. You are allowing that app to be an extension, to share you in an extended way. This is how you're going to reach people that you can't physically touch. I've never met Janae. Hopefully I do soon. I haven't met her, but I love that girl. Like, I feel like we here. And that's how I am with all of my clients, because that's how I am with people in my life. I want to be in your skin. I want to know what's going on. I want to cheer for you. I want to acknowledge you. I want to see you whole, perfect, and complete. And I will encourage you in that manner. That is just who I am as a person. So again, to bring back the definition of a personal brand, I hope that that really expanded it for you. A personal brand is how people perceive you. If I perceive you as nice and sweet and funny and wise online, when I meet you in person, please bring that energy. Do not be all shy. Oh, I don't really like to talk to people. What is that? If you can open your phone and got all the words to say, meet me in person with the same energy. People like real, especially in a world where everything is now a filter and a BBL surgery. And I'ma just be nice to you because I want something from you. A personal brand is how people perceive you. Before they can perceive you, you got to perceive yourself. You have to decide who you want to be in the world and what your experience of life will be. I got teased a lot as a little girl, not only for my weight, but for the way that I talked and people telling me that I think I'm better than them. I heard that all the time. And I decided for myself that I want an experience of life where I get to be myself, I get to have a good time, and the people who like me, and those that don't, oh well. And that required of me to be authentic, as authentic as possible with strangers, with people I know. It took some time, but I'm telling you, I don't want you to perceive me. Ooh, 5 lines. 5 lines in human design. I know this resonates. I don't want you to perceive me in a way that benefits you and does not align with who I am. So, a personal brand is how people perceive you. You get to decide how they perceive you. And it's the impression you want to leave on others. Before you show up, decide who you want to be and how you want that person to walk away from you. What experience have they had? Decide before you do that. That's why before I come on live, I'm going to do a breathing exercise. I'm going to be like, God, whatever it is that you want to convey in this time, please do so. Because if it was up to me, I'd be in my head. I'd be like, oh my God, am I saying the right thing? Do I look good? Blah, 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 blah. But it's not about that. My responsibility is to be and allow God to flow through me, whatever it is that's supposed to flow through me. And because God already set it up so that I live the life that would give me all of the stories that are going to support the wisdom that I'm about to drop, I don't have to overthink anything. Because as God flows the message, he's also going to identify, talk about this one time in your life, and he will point it out to me. This is where my splenic authority comes into play for all my human design girlies and guys on right now, okay? Your personal brand is how people perceive you, and it's the impression you want to leave on others. It is a combination of your skills. Your girl been yapping since she was a child. This is why I love live streams. I love to have it in person. I like to be here with you. I'm about to check the comments in a section, in a second, and then we're gonna go on to some of the main points of today, right? One of my skills is yapping. Okay, I love to chat because there's a lot to chat about. Why would I keep my mouth closed, right? So it's a combination of your skills. It's a combination of your values. One of the things I value more than anything is freedom. I do not believe in living in a box. I do not believe in living according to how somebody else wants me to live. I don't believe in living in one place and deciding I'm only going to live here and never going to live anywhere else. Freedom is the ultimate for me. Time freedom. I want to do whatever I want with my time. This was supposed to be at 12:30. We moved it to 1 o'clock because my daughter and I, we were in bed till 9:30. We was chilling. We was laying down. I was in my room. She was in her room. Okay. So I knew at 9:30, I was like, yeah, we probably gonna have to push this back because she's not gonna be ready for her nap yet. Time freedom is very important to me because things come up. Maybe I want to go for a walk right now. Maybe I want to go get a sandwich from Jersey Mike's. I am hungry. I told you I'm on OMAD and that's what I want to eat today, right? I want time freedom to do what I want, when I want, how I want. Okay. I want locational freedom. I'm currently in Virginia in the DMV. Maybe next month I want to be in the British Virgin Islands at my parents' house. And then the month after that, I want to be, actually I'm going to Maryland in April. Okay. I'm in Virginia, going to Maryland, then I'm going to the Virgin Islands. Like I want locational freedom. I don't want to have to live in New York City and then go to my job in New York City. This is why when I got fired and I became a realtor, I was like, ooh, real estate, freedom, yeah. And then I recognized, I got to be a realtor in New York. Yeah, we're going to have to move on from this. It's a little too restrictive for me, okay? I need absolute freedom. That is why I think I became a realtor part-time in 2017, got fired December 4th, 2017, became a full-time realtor in January of 2018. And by April of 2018, I had become a coach. I still finished the year off being a realtor, but by April of 2018, after my first personal development course, I became a coach because I recognized, I could do that from my phone from anywhere. And then by June of 2019, God removed me from New York and I was in the Virgin Islands, okay? Working from my laptop any and everywhere because location freedom is very important to me. Now, the thing that I'm recognizing in my mature age is the importance of financial freedom. As a 6 line, I have lived a lot of life, a lot of luxurious life for free, okay? As a 4-6, I'm gonna say, because my parents and their relationships and the things that they have been connected to also position me to be in some great places. And even if I didn't have money, please believe God provided the money. So I lived a life where I'm just kind of like, things happen. I love this freedom. But the reality is, now that I have a child, now that I'm in my second phase where I'm on the roof as a 6 line, it's like, oh yeah, it's time to build my wealth because I want my daughter to live a free life. Okay? And I know that I am responsible for her, not until she's 18. I am responsible for her, period. So there's a level of financial freedom. And when we hear God say, like, a good man leaves wealth for 7 generations, his kids and their kids and their kids and their kids and their kids, why would I not want that for my daughter and her children and their children? And like, there is people who I will never meet that are of my bloodline that I'm going to take care of. That's where I'm at with it. And I understand, because God created it this way, that the cure to poverty is entrepreneurship. And in 2025, the easiest way to be an entrepreneur is to put your personal brand, who you already are, share it with the world. Put it online. Allow it to meet the people it's meant to meet. I'm going to read it one more time. A personal brand is how people perceive you, and it's the impression you want to leave on others. It is a combination of your skills, your values, and your experiences that make you unique. As a 4-6, and I think any 6 line in human design, if you're familiar, we live 3 phases of life. Very familiar, kind of like the 3 line as well. And because of those different phases of life, we go through very amazing experiences. I don't like to use the word positive or negative. We go through amazing experiences. And so these experiences make us rich in terms of our wisdom to guide others because we've lived some life. It is the same for you. You may not go through 3 different levels of life, 3 different partitions of life, like a 6 line, but you have lived life. You've had some experiences. These experiences make you rich in terms of what you have to offer others. But when you look at those experiences as something that happened to you, you don't see the opportunity to use them as something that happened for you. You see, a quality personal brand is someone that is willing to say, damn, I've lived some life and I've learned some things. I'm about to talk about it. People are glued in because they want to hear. People want something for themselves from what you've been through, but they don't know unless you share. And this is where 𝐁𝐎𝐿𝐒, I'm going this way because the chat is over here, right? In 𝐁𝐎𝐿𝐒 sharing her story, she gained 100 followers. She gained 100 people that are now interested, now connected, now want to see what's going to happen next in her story because we are all living in our own movie. So we're all watching 𝐁𝐎𝐿𝐒e's movie like, what's about to happen next? We want to cheer her on. If she starts a GoFundMe, we want to send her money. If she has a business, which she does, check out her Etsy page. We want to buy stuff like because she shared. And so before I go on to the rest of this, I want you to get like, there's so much power, so much purpose, so much prosperity in your personal brand, in your personal story. Okay? And my responsibility is to have you be confident in that. Like, I love business. I love making money online. I love all of that. But the thing I love most is when I am confident and the people around me are confident, like the world is amazing. When you believe in yourself and see the value in yourself, who you be as a person is magnetic. It's electrifying. Okay? 𝐁𝐿𝐒, I see you. I see you. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to just check in with the comments, and then we're going to get into 3 very important pieces of information, transformation for you so that you can walk away with this like, yeah, I'm about to show up, no problem. All right, so Diamond Bell, welcome. Can you speak on projectors? What's your zodiac sign? Just curious. Thanks for the gems. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so projectors, if you have any specific questions, you can definitely let me know. But what I have to say about projectors, be seen. That's it. In my opinion, when we look at all of the different human design types, one of the ways that I look at it is like a progression, meaning this is how different versions of humans live. I think that the projectors are like the most recent version of human. And this is why we are meant to chill out. Like our entire thing is waiting for the invitation because all human beings are supposed to wait for the invitation. The generators, it shows up as responding, but they're still waiting. They literally are living their life waiting for something to respond to, right? So because they have sacrals, they respond. But us as projectors, we don't have sacrals, but we're doing the same thing. And so I love being a projector because I'm the newest version of human. So it's so funny. This is not my first time having a YouTube channel or attempting YouTube, but I was always doing it in a way that didn't serve me. As a projector, I need to be recognized in the moment. I need and it sounds so crazy. It sounds needy, but that is what we need. We need to know that what I'm talking about right now is helping you. I don't want to post the video and then nobody watches it because now my energy, the little bit that I have, went to something that isn't benefiting. Versus, let me create the live stream and let's talk in person and I'm seeing you interact. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is hitting, right? And you can also ask questions. So I share that because Projectors, what is very important for us is to identify the way to go about it that it honors your energy. Lots of people have YouTube channels, but you going about your YouTube channel does not need to look like somebody else. You can still have a successful YouTube channel in your own way. So again, it's all about honoring your energy. This is why we have authority. This is why we have strategy. It is you honoring everything that you know and that you continue to learn about being a projector, if that is your type. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Anytime you try to do something like somebody else, it's just gonna lead you to feeling burnt out and lead you to feeling frustrated. And that's not even your design. When you're out of alignment, you feel bitter. And that's a good thing. You want to be so in alignment with your design that you can recognize the cues. Okay. Me feeling frustrated means that I'm not even nowhere near being a projector. That means I'm operating like a generator, like my man. But when I feel bitter, it's like, okay, that's a cue. That lets me know that I am being a projector, but I'm not being a projector in a way that works for me. A lot of the times we want to avoid any quote unquote negative feeling, but those negative feelings are indicators. And this is why I always, no matter what your human design type is, it's not about a label. It's a way of living. It's an opportunity for you to embody the truth of who you are. And only when you embody the truth of who you are will you get those indicators. Yes, things are going really well, or no, they're not. So it's a benefit to you to trust the process, trust your design. I promise it's going to work out well for you. The second question is, what's your zodiac sign? Well, obviously, if you know anything about astrology, we have many different signs, but I'm a Cancer sun, Taurus moon, Scorpio rising, and just for shits and giggles, I'm an Aquarius north node. Okay, so I'll put that in there as well. Let's see. Janae says, so true that energy is felt if it's authentic or not. Correct. She gained 100 followers. I told y'all. Yo, one thing I want y'all to understand is the relationship between projectors and generators and projectors and manigens. So I'll just say projectors and generators because manigens are a subtype, but we feed off each other's energy. Okay. And this is why I love to respond to things that Jade tweets that I resonate with, because I understand that Jade has a huge following. Generators have the energy to go out there and hit the pavement and make big things happen and build things from scratch. As a projector, we don't have that energy. But what we do have is the wisdom. So why not hitch your wagon to something that someone else who has the energy talked about, but add your own spin on it? Right? When we relate to them in that manner, magic happens. Jade often talks about her projector friend that she goes and speaks to and gets wisdom from, right? So we have to understand that we need each other, but you get to learn what is the most effective way for this relationship to expand. Again, a lot of my followers came from not only myself and me putting stuff out there, but me, Jade said something that I resonate with, or I have an opinion on, so I say something. Or maybe it's Bronx, right? Another person that's in the human design space, astrology space. So whoever that is for you, like, understand the relationship. Understand that we feed off each other's energy and we very much need each other, okay? Janae says, I've been able to find my authentic voice even more by being vulnerable and authentic. Facts on facts on facts. Like, when you share your real self and then you recognize that you didn't die, it's like, oh, I could do this again and it's gonna be okay. And then I could do it again and it's gonna be okay. Like, the one thing that we want is to feel safe. Okay. That is the priority of the human existence, to feel safe. And more than likely, up to this point, you've been conditioned to not feel safe when you cry, when you share your authentic truth, when you fail at something, right? So it is your responsibility, and this is how confidence becomes your truth. It is your responsibility to practice the version of you that you actually want to be, because you spent this much time practicing a version of you that's not true to you. It's a version that other people wanted, but it's not true. And so you're afraid to be yourself. It's like yesterday, my man and I were having a conversation because I used his Amex for something, right? So we were having a conversation about it, and I'm being emotional, like I'm crying, and he was just like, "What's the emotion for?" Like, what's going on? And he's like, I don't want you to feel no. I was like, I don't feel sad. If I felt sad, I would have told you I felt sad. I was like, one of the things with me is like when my energy is moving, sometimes I cry. Like I will be journaling and I will start crying. I will be out for a walk and I see something just like really beautiful. I will start crying. I don't know if it's my Cancer sun, but that's how energy moves in me. And so when I was younger, I would be told, stop crying a lot. So crying used to be this thing that I would do in private, and I don't want nobody to see. And then I went to that personal development program in 2018. And when I tell you everybody in that room was bawling because our energy, something had shifted in us. Like I recognized, oh, crying is cool. Thank you for this permission to cry. But that's what my authenticity looks like. I'm a cry. Okay. And so to hear that, being able to find your authentic voice even more by being vulnerable, that is a reality. The more that you give yourself permission to be seen for who you truly are, you're going to be like, oh my God. It's like an unfolding flower. Oh, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And then boom. Oh my God. What species is that? All right. So let me see what Diamond says. She said, I'm struggling with that and feeling comfortable around others. So, oh man, this is a live stream, so I can't go into like the depth of all of that, but this is what we're all dealing with as human beings. Because of conditioning, we have put up these walls and this way of existing that actually prevents us from being our best self. And then we get around other people and we're afraid to be around other people because I had these negative experiences of people teasing me or telling me I was wrong, and I don't want to experience that again. So I'm just going to put these walls up and act like I'm somebody that I'm not. But then it's hard to be in relationship. This is why this whole commentary about people are toxic and the dating scene is trash, that's all BS. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you are someone that is committed to your own personal growth, your relationship will be a mirror of that. I can attest to that. A lot of men, I'm going to say, ran away from me because I show up as someone that loves personal development. We're going to have difficult conversations. We're going to talk about deep things. I am a Scorpio rising. I'm going to see you into your soul, see you. We're going to do vision boarding together. We're going to journal together. Like that is how you be in relationship with me. And a lot of men they didn't want to do that. So they ran away. The only reason I'm in a relationship and have a kid is because I met someone that was willing to go there with me. Okay. So you have to get that the struggle in relationship is because you're being a version of you that's not true to you. And so it's uncomfortable to continue being that, but you can only do that for so long. It's going to be uncomfortable. So the more that you are vulnerable and authentic, the more you're going to feel at ease, not only online, but in your when you go to a restaurant, when you go to a bar, when you go to a networking event, like your confidence, your ability to be yourself is important in every freaking setting. So I understand the struggle. And if I can offer you some advice or next steps, get into a group environment where you can be a safe group environment where you can safely explore yourself. Very, very important. An environment where you're encouraged to be yourself. Because the more that you start sharing your authentic self and see that people like you that way and they're cheering you on and they're accepting you, you're going to be like, oh, okay, so it is safe to be myself. I've seen it in my clients in Confident and Paid. Again, this is like a new name for me, very sixth line, right? But I've seen there's one specific woman that she took one of my courses on Facebook. It was called Confidence 101. This is before my Facebook got shut down. And I did this like live course over like a couple weeks. And she bought it from me last year and she took it. And then she jumped into something else with me. And now she's in this current community. And it took her a while, but she's now posting online. Like it took her a minute because she had a lot of deconditioning to get through. And she still lives on the island that we're both from. So it's like, how do I be myself when there's no environment for me to be myself in? And this is why if you don't have that physically, Find an online community where you can engage and be yourself and experience the truth of what it means to be authentic. It is beautiful and you deserve that so much. Okay. Now I'm going to pause there because we still got to finish this. I might not do this approach again where I pause and read the comments first because we got to get to the message. All right. So 3 things I want to go over because I want to make sure that we are within the 90-minute time frame here, okay? So number 1, as an influencer, who are you representing? So the reason why I titled today Influencer versus Opportunist is because I'm very present to this whole influencer conversation. One, intimidates people because you think you need to be an influencer, you need to look a certain way, you got to have the perfect aesthetic, you like all of this extra stuff, right? But being an influencer is not something that you become. You were born an influencer. God already put the influence on you. Everything that you are meant to influence other people in, it came with you at birth. Okay? It came with you at birth. I came out, did I come out chunky? No, I think I was 7 pounds. But I've been a chunky girl since I was young. So I have this level of confidence that I had to learn from a young child. The reason I share that with you is because you were an influencer before the term influencer started. Okay. And when we are out in this world wanting to be an influencer to get something, that is very different than what God already ordained for you. And so I want you to get in. Point number 1 is as an influencer, who you're representing is God. You're representing the creator. The same way when we look outside and we see birds, we see dogs, we see flowers, we see different plants. All of those are representation of God's creativity. Every time I learn about a new flower, I'm like, damn, God, you really don't got no limits. It's really amazing. Or when I watch a nature show and they got these weird animals, I'm like, where is that from? Like, where does that even live or exist? But God is so limitless that all living things represent God. And so when we think of influencer, I want you to think that you are representing God. That is the only energy that you are a representation of. Okay. This whole idea of becoming an influencer to work for brands is going to separate you from your personal values. This is why, again, the first thing that I defined is a personal brand and what that means. You want to be so crystal clear on who you are and what matters to you that when the opportunities come, and trust me, they're going to come. Everything in the world likes a bright light. And so when you're showing up as a bright light, all types of opportunities are going to come because people want to hitch their carts to your light, right? So it is your job to identify, who do you represent? What do you stand for? What are your beliefs? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your values? And stick to those. Why? Because very easily, when you are focused on being an influencer for brands, you will see yourself representing brands that you don't necessarily align with. You're doing it for the money. You don't need to do anything for the money. The money is already assigned to you. And this is why it is so important to be crystal clear that you are an influencer for God. You are showing people in the way that you be what it's like to live a life in alignment. Especially for my projectors. You're literally here to guide the generator types. So you are influencing people in the way that they live their life. Are they taking it slow? Are they waiting for the invitation and for things that are aligned with them? Or are they rushing? Are they chasing things? If you are still out of alignment, what you are influencing people to do is whatever you're doing that's out of alignment. It's like when I'm around my daughter, everything I do, she literally mirrors it. Whenever we're in the bathroom now, anything, it could be lotion. It could be my body oil because I was oiling up before I came downstairs, right? She's trying to get the oil so she could put it in her hair because she's seen me in the bathroom doing my hair before and I'm putting all these different things in it. And then when I do her hair, it's the same thing. So whatever she sees me do, she literally wants to mirror it. I want you to get that your aura has that same influence. This is why me in an environment that was conditioning me to not be a woman of my word, like God was like, no, we're going to move you. Because I would be influencing people to do the same thing. And that is not who I am. So again, understand first and foremost, what are your values? What do you care about? What matters to you? What do you stand for? What do you represent? And understand in all of that that you are an influencer for God first and foremost. And I'm going to share a little bit later as to why, well, probably in a few minutes, why that is the most beneficial and profitable thing you want to be influencing for. Okay? Now, as an influencer for brands, and a story that came to mind for me, there's this young lady who I follow who I think she's so dope. I love most of the stuff that she posts, but there was one time it was clear that it was a brand deal. And in the little reel, which would be an ad that she created, it was basically like something about libido. Like it was these libido gummies. And she took one, and then in the ad, she made it look like she went to go open the door for someone to come visit her. And she had 2 glasses of champagne. And the entire energy of the whole thing just seems so forced. And the reason it seemed forced is because most of her content, she's talking about not being in a relationship. She's enjoying being single. She's learning herself. So to now create an ad that's about basically sex, it was like, what? And again, I am not judging this person because I completely understand when your light is bright, people want some of it. And when you are, in a sense, chasing the money because you want your bills to be paid, you're going to do some things that may not be in alignment with you. Right. And this is why it's important to understand that you are here to be an influencer for God, not for brands. When you are clear on what you value, what's important to you, you will attract the opportunities that are aligned with you. But when you are out of alignment and you are creating in order to gain the followers so you can get the brand deals, trust me, you're going to be backflipping and doing some stuff that you don't want to do. Okay? All for the money. God wouldn't put you in that position. God won't put you in that position. Okay? I want to be so clear here. Understand that brands have their own values. Brands are clear about what their values are and what they stand for. So before you align with a brand and take on this opportunity, do our values align? Do we value the same things? Do we care about the same things? And also understand that, and I'm going to talk about this thirdly, is that when you focus on being an influencer for God, and I want to share something with you before I say that. I am not a religious person, but I've always been a spiritual person. And it wasn't until I read this book right here, The Artist's Way, and she described God as, oh man, good, orderly direction. That's when the word God clicked for me. Before this, it was always the universe and higher power. Like that's what I would reference. When I read this and she said, God is good, orderly direction, I was like, I could get down with that because that is what I stand for. I believe in the good of humanity, the good of human beings, the good of you living a beautiful life. That's what I'm all about. So when I read that, it was like, oh yeah, God, good orderly direction. Like we all winning? Yes, I'm all for it. And so when I say that you are an influencer for God, depending, you obviously you may have your own relationship with God, but if you don't, take it on as that. I'm an influencer for good, orderly direction. I'm an influencer for being in alignment. I'm an influencer for things feeling good. I'm an influencer for being my word. Like when you operate in that manner, it will be so easy to repel what's not for you and to attract what is for you. Okay. And I really want that to be something that you are able to walk away with today, because the whole idea of influencer, the way that it's being sensationalized, it makes you think that you can't be an influencer until you live in the perfect house and you have the perfect body and you got your degree and everything is just so perfect. Now I can influence. No. You are an influencer for good, orderly direction. And no matter what your life looks like now, it's only getting better. It's only getting gooder because things are only going in one direction. Okay? The last thing here that I wrote down that I want to share with you is what it means to be an opportunist. Okay? Because I've already clarified, you were born an influencer. When you think about posting online, I want you to think like this from this day forward. What opportunities am I making myself available for? What opportunities am I making myself available for? You see, the whole idea of influencer is, oh, I want to gain the followers. And so once I have the followers, then I can get the brand deals because that's a requirement. Or maybe you've heard that that's a requirement. You need to have a certain amount of followers. You got to have a certain amount of engagement. And it's true because the brands will be looking at your pages and looking, whoa, it looks like you're not posting that much this week. And so I don't know if we want to work with you anymore because your engagement is down. So me on my period, I didn't post this week and now my engagement isn't good enough for you. Guess who wouldn't treat you that way? God. Because God understands that he made you a woman. And this is something that you go through every single month. And that's when you're going to be real chill and relaxed. And he's going to make sure that the opportunities for you respect that about you. But when you're out here trying to, oh, let me get some followers. And you don't care who follows you as long as the numbers are going up. Trust me, the brands are going to be like, ooh, we trying to get a piece of that. Next thing you look, you're back flipping, jumping on one leg, doing whatever to make the brand happy. Whole time, you are influencer, but you exhausted. You an influencer, you're not making enough money. You an influencer and you always on the go because you got these agreements with these brands that don't respect your energy. God would never do that to you. You see, as an opportunist, you are positioning yourself as a resource to God and as a magnet to the opportunities that God already assigned to your name. All you're doing is saying, here I am, a resource to the source, proud of what God is doing in my life. And I know that me putting myself out here isn't to get anything. It is me simply saying that, God, you are working magic in my life. And because you're working magic in my life, I am happy to share the goodness that you are doing in my life. That's it. This is why I remember Steve Harvey talks about this so much. He was like, what I had in mind was 10 acres of land. What God gave me was 500 acres of land. Because what God has in mind, has aligned, has assigned to you is way bigger than you can even imagine. But when you are doing something, oh, I'm posting to get a result, oh, you're going to get a result. It's not going to be the result you want, but you're going to get a result. It may not feel good to you, but you will get a result. As an opportunist, what you're saying to the world is, here I am. I already know what is for me, and I'm simply sharing my journey to attracting everything that's for me. I'm not here to get anything because what's mine is mine already. I don't need to get anything. I don't need to hustle. I don't need to force. I don't need to chase. I don't need to bend over backwards for your brand deal. Because what is for me, it already respects me. It honors my energy. It recognizes me whole, perfect, and complete as I am because it's mine. When you start looking at social media in that way, as in, this is my acreage, this is my land, and I'm going to share on my land what God is doing in my life, the good that's happening in my life. When you do that, you are basically saying, hi, all the opportunities that are for me, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm over here. I'm chilling. I'm ready. Give the opportunities a location to send the FedEx truck. Give the opportunities a location to send the USPS man. Give the opportunities a location to send the people who are looking for people for that brand that's looking for you. The marketing managers and the social media managers and all of the people that are hired, the consultants, they're literally out there looking, scouring the internet for you. Give them a location to come to. Give them a resume to look at. This is why I shifted my whole social media presentation in the past like week or so. Like before, I was like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. As a sixth line, I've been trying different people's styles of content. So I'm like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm gonna share that. And I like to cook certain foods, so I'm gonna share that. And I be cleaning my house, so I'm gonna share that. Ain't none of that resonate with me. Okay. I enjoy looking good. I'm a 4'6". Okay. I like to look cute. I enjoy looking good. I enjoy sharing my wisdom. I enjoy sharing my life experience, and I love cheering people on. We're gonna keep it cute like that. So now when you look at my TikTok, and you can scroll down and see what it looked like before. Now when you look at my TikTok, everything has a cover photo because this is my resume. And then when you tap into the video, I now have all of my little gadgets and tools and stuff that I use to make sure that my videos are on point. Because the opportunities for Sarah Billions, yeah, they're going to come with a certain aesthetic to them. And I want to make sure that they don't miss me when they come looking for me. You are the center of everything that you want in your life. You are the magnet for everything that is for you. But guess what? Like attracts like. If you're showing up, first of all, if you're not showing up, the things that you want are like, where, okay, she ain't nowhere here. When you're showing up less than the truth of who you are, they're like, it might come a little closer and be like, nope, she don't look, nope, that doesn't look like what we're looking for. But when you show up as that, your opportunity is like, oh, there she is. And there's another opportunity, and there's another opportunity, and there's another opportunity, and there's another opportunity, because you are a magnet to what is for you when you show up in the totality that is you. This is why I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna oil my skin. I'm gonna make sure my hair is neat. I just redid my twist. I'm gonna show up like the ultimate version of me today. Because when that speaking opportunity comes, when that professional athlete is looking for that coach, when that big time singer is like, where's my girl? I want them to be like, oh, there she is. The only reason you aren't attracting the things that are for you is because you're not showing up as a version of yourself that would attract that. And this is what it means to be an opportunist. Be the version of you now that aligns with those opportunities that you want. And I want to be clear here. Some of those opportunities are going to be brand deals. That's amazing. I want you to get the bag in all the ways. I'm all about the multiple cash flow streams, right? But I want you to get that there are some big opportunities that God has already assigned to your name, and they right here. This is why people talk about quantum leaping. They're right here waiting for you to level up. Can you come meet us, please? Because we're ready for you. So if you're not showing up at all and you go into that 9 to 5, that's how you're showing up as 9 to 5 energy. You're showing up as a girl who wants to hide, or a guy that wants to hide. And so you go to that job and you hide in that job and you make the money that job is willing to pay you. It's not confusing. Or you're the person that's, okay, I'm gonna post online, but you posting with your bonnet on. Hey, everybody has their audience, right? You posting like the girl who got her bonnet on, your camera's all over the place, it's blurry, nobody's actually watching the content, and you're thinking, oh, the algorithm shadow banned me. No, it did not. You are not showing up as your highest self. So the people who are meant for you, they can't see you. They don't even recognize, who is that? What? They don't see you. So yeah, you're showing up, but showing up for who? Not for your opportunities. And lastly, we have that version of you that's like, you know what? I'm going to comb my hair today. I'm going to do my eyebrows. Whatever you do, make sure my hair is comb on, put on a nice fit. Make sure it complements my skin color. I'll make sure I got my lights. I'll make sure that my camera's clean. Before I record, I'm gonna clean off my camera. You're gonna go that little extra mile. And every day you're gonna go a little extra mile. Why? Because you know that your opportunities are looking for you. And you don't want them to drive past your address because they don't see nothing. They don't see you at that house. I remember Steve Harvey said something like this. He was like, you want to be on Blessings Drive when your blessings come. You don't want to be over on Doubtful Road. A lot of people are on Doubtful Road. You're on Second Guessing Road. You're on Overthinking Avenue. And you're like, well, how come nothing's working out for me? Because you're not where you're supposed to be. So social media is your real estate. You get to put whatever you want on that real estate. My invitation to you is to put on that real estate the version of you that is going to attract the opportunities that God already assigned to you. This is why I came off of Twitter. I used to host all my lives on Twitter. Not to say that people aren't in Twitter spaces, but my opportunities are way bigger than Twitter. You know what's big? YouTube. The people are on YouTube. So I'm going to be on YouTube because guess what? My big opportunities are directly aligned to my throat chakra. Your girl is here to talk and inspire and speak life into millions of people, billions of people. That's my name is Sarah, billions. There are billions of people that are meant to hear my voice. So if I small up myself and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be here in this little Twitter space and these 5 people or these 10 people that listen or these 80 people that listen to the replay, that's as far as it's going to go. Not to say that that is not a big deal, but let me show up in all of me, which means, hello, put your hair together, put your earrings in, get dressed, oil up your skin, and put the camera on so they can get all of this mannerism with the voice. That's the truth of who I am. As much as I love podcasts and all of that, if I ever had a podcast again, it would be a visual podcast because I come with I want you to get all the vibes. But I had to decide for myself, am I ready for my opportunities? Am I ready for my opportunities? Because if I am, I'm going to have to step it up. It is the same for you. And those opportunities, they include brand deals. Let's be real. God, when I tell you God created multiple streams of income for you, multiple, like it's going to blow your mind how many there are. But the most important one is your personal brand and what you get to create as a result of that. This is what I think. This is the last thing I'm going to say before we get into the comments, right? When it comes to your personal brand, you have your own products, your own offers, your own services, right? You have a following of people that love what you have to say and what you're about. Guess what happens? When you have a product, an offer, a service, an affiliate marketing link, whatever it is, it exists as an opportunity for them to get into your space, to have some type of transformation through you. So when you show up as a brand for yourself and your message and as an influencer that represents God, there are people who want that from you. That is your purpose. That is your core. That is your hub. And then on top of that, you're going to attract the opportunities. Maybe it's a speaking opportunity. Maybe it's a singing opportunity. Maybe it's an acting opportunity. Maybe it's a brand deal. Maybe it's a collaboration. All of these other things are cherry on top, additional streams of income. But the thing that you want to focus on first is your personal brand, your own offers, the things that come from your authentic energy. This is why making brand deals. I read something today from Stan Store. If you're not familiar with Stan Store is like a link in bio site, and I used to have a Stan Store. But they did a post today where they talked about the best ways to generate income online. And I just want to share something with you that they said. They had number 1, brand deals. Yes, they can make you money, but it's highly reliant on how many followers you have and may not be aligned with your content. AKA may not be aligned with your values. I'm a wordsmith. I love words. I like to read what's not being said. That's what that says. Not aligned with your content. My content is my life. My content is my values. My content is what I believe in. So if it's not aligned with my values, it's not for me. The last thing they said about brand deals, it's super inconsistent. This is why you don't want your main income to be brand deals. You are the economy. You are the economy. The brand deals are just an addition. Thank you. Thank you for this extra. The second thing, affiliate marketing. Definitely can make you money, but you're still making someone else even more money. Think of your income potential if you focus your efforts on providing value and selling your own products. Number 3, and this is the last one I'm going to touch on, memberships. Y'all may have heard me talk about this before. Jay talks about it all the time. You want to develop your own community. The only way that you can develop your own community, your own subscriptions, your own membership is if people are aware of your brand and what is valuable to you. Memberships. This one is amazing because it's a win-win. That's one of the greatest concepts I got from Momentum Education, the first personal development course I did. They talked about win-wins. Things in life should be a win-win. A win for you, a win for me, a win for me, a win for you. It should never be one-sided. And I promise you, brands, they're winning way more than you. That job, that job is winning way more than you. Okay, let me get back to what I'm saying here. Memberships. This one is amazing because it's a win-win. Win one, you get to engage directly with your community to make super fans, super students, super wins for them. I added in that little bit there, right? Win number 2, it's consistent income that you can rely on. I think that's all you need to hear. You see, God already assigned millions of people to your name. God already gave you a ministry. This is the purpose of your personal brand, so that the people who are assigned to you can recognize you as their guide, as their leader, as their teacher, as their friend, whatever it is that you are offering them. That is the purpose of your personal brand. Bring who you are as an individual into the online space so the people that are assigned to you, with or without their credit card in hand, so they can see you, so they can identify you, so they can recognize you, and so that they can invite you. My projectors, I know you got that. If you're a generator, allow your people to see you so they can give you something to respond to. Why? Because as an opportunist, as an influencer for God, and an opportunist here to attract your opportunities, you pouring into yourself and then sharing how you pour into yourself with the world, how God is blessing you. When I tell you the income streams, the cash flow is going to blow your mind. And this is why in Confident and Paid, my number one goal is to have every single student, client, woman, man in that space confident in yourself. That is the only way you're going to get paid, because the things that people want to pay you the most money for are things that you create. I don't want to buy the thing from you that somebody else made that you're just talking about. Some people may want to. This is why my business coach, Myron Golden, he literally makes multi-million dollars per month off of his own stuff. And then on top of that, makes extra hundreds of thousands selling other people's stuff. But if you recognize the bulk of his income comes from things that are generated from his own energy. People are not wanting things. They want your energy. So if you package it in I'm going to talk about Janae real quick. She has a pottery business. If she packages her stuff in pottery, we're going to buy the pottery because we want Janae's energy. She's so dope. If she's selling pottery and that's the only way I could get access to her energy, I'm going to buy it. If you're like me, I have communities. I actually have a masterclass that I'm going to share with you at the end of this. I have a masterclass coming up. I have communities that I've established. That is how you get access to me. Yes, YouTube is wonderful. Once a week, I'll see you here. But in my community every day, We leveling up every day. That is my preferred business model. Someone else may start a clothing brand. Someone else will make physical art, like maybe they do paintings or they sculpt things, right? We all have our own medium, but the truth of the matter is what people are buying is our energy. Why do you think people buy Louis Vuitton? It's not because they want something with LV all over it. They like the energy or the perception that Louis Vuitton gives. It gives luxury. It gives high class. It gives, I got some money. I could buy any bag. But if I'm going to buy a bag that says luxury and expense and like high value, I want to buy something that conveys that. And these brands convey that. But guess what? You are your own brand. What do you want to convey into the world? What is your message? How are you influencing people? You can give luxury as well, especially if you're a projector. Baby, the only thing you should be giving is luxury. Everything that I ever look up about a 4-6 profile, about projectors, it's like high value, high value, high value, charge higher rates, increase your prices, high value. So instead of me reading that and being like, oh, well, I'm going to charge that too. I'm ready right now. If AI can say that about me, get in alignment with the truth of who you are. When you honor who you are, everybody else recognizes. They be like, oh, okay, she ain't playing no more. She didn't recognize her worth and she done stepped into it. The brands will recognize it. Your potential clients will recognize it. The man of your dreams will recognize it. I met my man on Bumble. And my Bumble profile gave, you better come with your money. That's exactly what my Bumble profile gave. And please believe, a month and a half later, guess what? Guess what that man gave me? A car to drive, okay? You are the core of your universe. You attract any and everything that you want. It is your responsibility to clarify what do I want my brand to say about me? How do I want people to feel when they interact with me? What do I want people's experience to be of me once they've met me and they walk away, whether they meet me online or in person? When they walk away, what is the impression that I want them to walk away with? You determine all of that. And this is why understanding the difference between being an influencer and the creation of influencer they've put out there versus understanding that you are an influencer, you were born an influencer. When you get that for yourself, you can show up and say, hey, I'm here to show you the amazing things that God is doing in my life, okay? And if you want to learn a little bit more, here are my offers. That's all you got to do. That is your only responsibility, okay? And so now as we're wrapping up, before we get into the comments, I want to share with you, I literally just created this yesterday. It's called the Social Media Glow Up. It is a masterclass. We're going to be together for about an hour and a half. I'm literally going to teach you how to create content so effortlessly, so easily. Like the amount of content I create in half an hour could probably last me like 2 weeks, maybe even a month. Okay. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that in your own life. You're going to start to realize like, wow, I have a lot to share in the life that I'm living. You're just not looking at your life in the way that would say, ooh, this is content. The moment that you start to look at your life as valuable, as I have something to offer the world, your content game will be so easy. Creating content is going to be so natural to you. You're complicating it right now. And I want to simplify it for you, okay? I want you to feel confident creating content, because if you didn't see that post I put up the other day, I want you to look at the algorithm like this. God controls the algorithm. God knows exactly where your people are and what they need to see from you for it to resonate. The only thing God needs from you is you create the content. God will handle the rest. And so if you're not showing up online right now, it's because you're in your head. If you're making low quality content, it's because you're in your head. If you have all these ideas of what you would post, but you're not posting, it's because you're in your head. And the one thing that we have learned from human design is that your head is not helpful, okay? You need to be in your body. You need to feel safe. Your nervous system needs to be regulated. That is the only way the opportunities that are for you in health, wealth, and relationships, the only way they will recognize you is if you are safe in your body, okay? So the social media glow up is next week, Friday, April 4th at 12:30 p.m. in my private community. Would love to have you there. The link will be down below somewhere. If you're already in my community, you're going to get emails about that today. But I just want to put that out there for you because your blessings in all of the ways are directly correlated to social media. This is why it's so important for you to feel confident in yourself in person and online. All that money, the loving relationships, the health, the freedom, everything that you're wanting is directly correlated to your confidence in sharing yourself. And so this is why building a personal brand is the number one thing you want to be focused on this year. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, it is time to focus on this because times are changing, okay? And I promise you, the way that I'm going to simplify and make it so easy for you, you're like, wow, why didn't I start this earlier? Oh, it's because I had to show up for you. This is my responsibility, okay? All right, I am going to jump into the comments now. I'm done chatting for today, at least from there. I want to see what you guys are talking about. I'm so happy to have you here today. All right, hold on. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Diamond says she's a realtor. Oh, where you at, Diamond? Where are you? And what type of real estate do you do? Again, that's so like vast, but what type of real estate do you do? There's commercial, there's residential, there's different parts of real estate that you could be in. So that is really cool. Janae said, I tried to make a video today. I kept re-recording and it just didn't feel aligned. Hello. Then I saw your tweet about energy being felt through a screen, confirmation that it wasn't the time to do that. Yo, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jay Nice. Or I think she's Caribbean. I don't know. I know she lives in LA. She's into fashion. Yo, I have seen her brand since back in the day when I was online, but then recently it came back up in somebody bought like a sweatsuit from her. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen her in a minute. So I went on her page. And she has literally in her tag, in her bio, literally has all of the different Instagram pages that she has. And I've been familiar with some of them before, but one of them I wasn't. I saw it yesterday. And on that page, she literally just shares, like, I guess her journal prompts, her insights, and all of it was around energy. It was around God. It was like, if you don't feel like creating something, take a break, relax, and come back to it. And if something doesn't feel aligned for you, it's probably not for you. And I was like, wow. Like, to see how she succeeds is so inspiring. Like, everything that she wants to create, she creates it, and it's all on the back of her brand, right? She got I think she got like clothing. She has Body by Envy, so that's like her workout stuff. And then she has like her cooking line. So she literally has like clothes that she sells. She has, let me read them. So she has Get Body by Envy. So she has her clothes. She got waist trainers. She got sweatsuit. She got workout bottles, like put your water in. She has body oil, right? Then she has Cooking with Jai. She loves to eat and she loves to cook. So she has that page. Then she has the Kitchen Envy, where she's selling like kitchen supplies, right? Stuff that you use in your kitchen. And then that last one was Everything Jay Nice. And that's the one I clicked on yesterday. And it was all just like positive affirmations and vibrations. And I was like, how come I never knew this one about her? It just made me click with her on a different level, because you can tell by what she shares, like, God is at the center. God is at the center of everything that she does. And that's why everything that she does thrives, which is what God's promise is for us. Everything that you do is meant to prosper when God is at the center. And this is why, again, she's the perfect definition of personal branding. Obviously, Kim Kardashian is too. Rihanna is too, right? But I say all that to say that your energy, when your energy is misaligned, is simply because you're overthinking. You're somewhere else. You're not present to allowing God to move through you. This is why I always do, and I highly recommend this to you too. I always do a breathing exercise before I start any type of live stream. When I was in the shower, I was like, God, what do you want me to talk about today? Not what I want to talk about. What do you want me to talk about today? And that's where the points came to me. And I was like, okay, got it. I'm in the shower like, yeah, that gonna hit. That's fire. Like, I connect with God first. So important, because I don't need my message to be shared. I need God's message to be shared through me. And then I'm gonna add in my little stories, and I'm gonna make it all the Sarah. But the message is from the same place that your message is going to come from, because all of our messages are connected. Our purpose is connected. And when you recognize the importance of you being in alignment to everything that you do, you'll begin to trust your human design so you can get in alignment quicker. It doesn't need to take forever unless you're a reflector and you have lunar authority. Completely different. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the projectors and the generator types. Your human design gives you all of the tips and the tools. When you are determined to be connected to God, when you have decided to live the version of life that you are here to live, you're going to recognize the only way that's going to happen is when I'm tapped into God. I promise you that. I promise you that. You have to say, God, lead me. Take me wherever I'm meant to go. Stay beside me, stay in front of me, stay behind me, provide me with everything I need. That is the only way you're going to thrive. Trust me, it's not going to be on your own accord, because the life that you have lived is on purpose. You lived a very human experience, and that human experience is the exact same thing that's going to stop you from posting. But when you tap into source God and recognize that I am a resource to the source, you like bump that, opening the camera. This is what I'm doing. Opening Twitter. I'm going to talk about what I'm going through. Okay. Janae says, I'm going to take care of my people for generations by the choices I'm making today. On period. Okay. And then she said, hold on now. Let that GoFundMe mention got me thinking. Come on now. Last time I checked, when it comes to money, money wants to come to you in all of the ways. Okay. All of the ways. I'm saying that to you, and I'm also saying it to me. All right. Okay, then. All right, the snazzy astrologer. Hey girl. She said, I got money generating astral placements. I do. And trust me, like, if I was living according to my life, I would not be present to that I have money generating astral placements. If I was so connected to my story and how people teased me and people tried to hold me down, and I had a 2.8 GPA coming out of college, you have to get that a lot of those labels and things that you've been through, they were literally there to create a box in your mind. Your responsibility is to recognize, oh, those are things that happened for me. What did I learn from them? That's so cool. Moving on with my life, because what is for me, and nothing can get in the way. But a lot of the time, it's like, oh, I didn't go to college. I didn't get a degree. I'm not in a relationship. I don't have the body of my dreams. I don't live in the perfect house. I can't create. Like, you create so much crap because it's like, if it doesn't look like the box, it can't happen for me, baby. Come out of the box and recognize that all that stuff happened for you. They were just experiences. Again, back to the beginning, your personal brand is made up of your experiences. Okay. All right. The snazzy astrologer says your signs are known for the moolah. Ding, ding. Purr. Let me tell y'all something. I have to share this with you. My man, when I was signing up on Bumble, I was looking at my astro. This is when I was like learning astrology a few years ago, like deepening my learning of it, right? And it was like, focus on your seventh house placements. And my Taurus moon is in the seventh house. So I just made sure, that's right, honey. Got you the artist way. I'm coming down there. So I was so clear. I made my requirement. Like, I only wanted to match with Taurus men. Like, this is how crazy I got. Like, I'm like granular, right? And so I match with a few Tauruses. We having conversations, and I'm recognizing some of them are full of crap, blah, blah, blah. And then I meet this man, and I'm like, I'm like, what time can we? He like reached out to me and we were talking, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have a conversation, and so we're having the conversation, and then I was like, call me at a certain time, and he didn't call me, and I was like, huh. Now Sarah in the box was like, oh, he's not doing exactly what I want to do from day one, so it's a no for me. When I tell you this man, after he called me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to call you on the dot every time you want me to call you on the dot. I got stuff going on too." I was like, "Big energy, oh, love me some Taurus energy." Come to find out, this man is a Taurus Sun, a Taurus Rising, a Taurus Venus, and I think he's a Taurus. I think he's a Taurus Mercury too. A lot of big energy placements. Why am I sharing this with you? Not only for the money aspect, but for the big energy aspect. Like, I know that I'm meant to be a big deal, but a lot of my conditioning was be humble, be smaller, relax. Can you imagine if I was relaxing? We would not be having this conversation right now. But because, I paid attention to the stars and what did my chart say? Got myself around a Taurus. Okay? He likes to, I make the rules. What I recognized real quickly in our relationship, I had never been around a big energy man, and he had never been around a big energy woman that's about her business. So he thought, I'm a Taurus and I run the show and you got to listen to me. And I'm like, you now meeting me. I've been running the show. And now in our conversations, we recognize that we're big both energies. We're both big energies. And we get to respect each other's big energy. And when we respect each other's big energy, hello, I'm a projector. He's a Manny Jen. Guess who gets to win? I remember on my vision board, I put a power couple. Man, when I tell you, I feel, whew. I say all of that to say, get to know yourself and honor your energy. I've been with many different signs, many people. It's something about being with a big energy as a big energy. In the beginning, it was like, I'm trying to dominate, he's trying to dominate. But with time, as I learn human design and I deepen my understanding of myself and my energy, and I respect his energy and I teach him about his energy, now we here and we dancing and it's fun and big things are going on. Okay? But it starts with me. It starts with me knowing that only good things are aligned for me. And the more I learn me and I honor my energy and I align with things that are for me and I position myself for the best invitations for me, the only result is winning. And I want you to hear that as an opportunity for yourself. I get that it is scary. It's scary to leave that job. It's scary to leave your parents' house. It's scary to move out on your own. It's scary to move across the country. But if you're getting that inclination, it is to support your bigness. Big reward come with big responsibility. Okay? Big reward come with big responsibility. This is why when I left the Virgin Islands in 2022, as much as I love the sun, I love the beach, I love the easy life, I know that God got a big ass calling on my life. And if I stayed there, I would have played a small game. I knew if I stayed there, I would be pandering to the Virgin Islands community and the Caribbean. And God is like, baby, I want you in Asia. We'll talk about that another day because I've lived in Hong Kong multiple times, right? Anyways, you're here to be a big deal, okay? You literally are in the best place in the world, wherever you are in the world. As long as you got internet, you are situated for success, okay? You are meant for big things. The only thing you got to do is show up and say, hey, big things, I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm not chase you, okay? Big things. Big opportunities, big lover. I'm over here. Come get me. That's what social media is for. Again, I met my man on Bumble. I was not in these streets dating multiple people. I was on my phone. Nope. Yes. Nope. You're not about to waste my good energy. And then that man had to drive 2 hours to come get me for our first date. Anyways, we're going to leave that story for a whole nother day. All right? All right. All right. Awesome. All right. Awesome. Okay. So the snazzy astrologist says your vibe attracts your tribe. Absolutely. My first ever business was actually called Design My Vibe. Wow. Design My Vibe. And then I had a travel business called Design My Tribe. So very aligned. Very aligned. And trust me, that stuff is coming back too. All right. The artist way has been popping up so much lately. Girl, get you the artist way. I'm going to link it down below because I am an Amazon associate. So, of course, I'm going to put an opportunity for you to purchase it through me. If you don't, oh well. But I'm just going to put it there because who knows how many thousands of people are going to watch this video. This book changed my life. And a lot of books have changed my life. But this, you see where it says a spiritual path to higher creativity? A1. A1. Okay? Highly recommend. Highly recommend. What did Janae say? Janae said, ooh, this reminds me, I have a tweet in my drafts that correlates with how God has a much bigger plan for you than you think. Please send that. Hit send, hit post, schedule it, whatever you got to do. Okay, put it out there. Not on Doubtful Road. No. We are not on Doubtful Road. We are not on Overthinking Drive. We've moved on. I want to be on Blessings Drive. I want to be on What's for Sarah Billions Avenue. If you know anything about New York City, we have avenues in New York City. I say we like I still live there. There are avenues in New York City. You got multiple cars. I want to be on the avenue. Okay? I want to be on the avenue getting all my blessings. All of them. All right? Was just told today by my projector friend that I'm her most positive thinking friend, and that's how I want to be viewed. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. People want your energy. I have a friend that I haven't spoken to in a few months. She hit me up today talking about, you've been on my mind. Are you okay? Girl, I'm thriving. But what that really means is I want some of your energy. Sometimes people will not say that. You may not recognize how amazing your positive vibes are. Most people are not positive. Most people are in their head thinking the worst possible outcome. And here you come fluttering around like everything's working out. Everything's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so relaxed. I'm so chill. And they're like, how is this possible? Some people will never verbalize that. But when people hit you up out of the woodwork and, oh my God, your energy is amazing. Yeah, they like that positivity. Find a way to package that. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay. Sometimes it's not even your positive energy. Maybe you just always look good. People want that too. People want to be around someone that takes the time to look good all the time. Like, damn, girl, you got other stuff to do? How come your nails is always done? Your hair is always done? You always dressed to the nines? Like, the things that are going to make you hella money, you may be overlooking it because it's so regular to you. All right, that's for another conversation. I'm actually getting hungry now. So let me get through this because y'all will have me here all day. Okay. Okay. This was jam-packed with gems, related so much. I'm so happy to have you here, honey. Thank you. I'm fairly new to the industry. I'm in Chicago, mostly doing residential. Another Chicagoan. Is that what you call them? Chicagoans? Okay. Janae. By the way, Janae is in Chicago. Okay. So I'm a 4-line. I want to connect y'all. Nice to meet you, Diamond. And welcome to the industry of real estate. I do think that that's something I will get back into at some point, but it's so exciting. It's so exciting. One thing I will definitely recommend for you as someone in the real estate industry, do a bit more research because there are so many different things that you can do in the real estate industry to get paid. And you do not have to, she came back to Houston. You do not have to be a realtor. One of the things I did not like about being a realtor, because I only knew that one aspect, was how much I had to chase people. I ain't got energy for that. It's not cute. I don't like it at all, right? But as I matured in the industry, I learned about there are so many different aspects to real estate, and most people aren't aware of them because you just think, oh, I got to be a realtor or I got to be a broker. But if you're a projector, honey, I'm not going to tell you to get out of the industry. I'm going to tell you, look for a role that honors your energy, because that paper, real estate, the money, okay? And also, you still need your personal brand, all right? People are not going to buy a house from you just because you're selling houses. People buy houses from you or buy buildings from you or do deals with you because of your energy. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right. Diamond just purchased the Artist Way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get to it. Big Taurus energy. Yup. I love me a Taurus. Me too. Me too. Mm. Oh man, the Taurus jackpot, girl, all the way through and through and through. I met a Taurus rising and we've been locked in. Yo, Tauruses there's this one girl I went to college with that she's a Taurus, and we were not close in college, but we knew of each other because we ran in similar circles or circles that like befriended each other. Yo, one thing about her, she got her money together from early. She was in the military, like in the, what do you call it? Like the college version of the army or whatever. But she literally has, I think, over $1 million in investments, probably way more than that now, because the last time I checked was a couple years ago. She was sharing her journey, and she had like $1 million in investments. And I was just like, I'm inspired by her because I'm like, damn, we the same age, and that's what she got going on. But that's her journey. But again, looking at her, that's Taurus energy. Taurus loves abundance, and I'm a Taurus moon. I would have stepped over this if I didn't learn astrology. If I didn't learn more about myself, I would have stepped over the importance of knowing that, but then also recognizing I got some of that in me too. This is why I'm attracted to that energy, because I like luxury. I like options. Me like having resources. Okay. So I don't know. Every sign has their thing, and this is why when you learn yourself, you recognize that you literally have every house, right, is represented by a specific sign. So when you learn about yourself and you learn where you don't have signs and where you actually have total control, how that manifests for you. Like, I don't have any signs in my second house, right? It's run by Sagittarius, but I don't have any planets in there. So I say that to say, like, there's opportunity for you to like make up whatever you want. When you learn these things, you got to learn yourself, yo. I feel like the best thing that you could ever do is learn yourself. Like, you are such a gift to this world. And when you know more about the gift that you are, you show up as a gift and you make people respect the gift that you bring. Okay. Okay. She got Taurus in her 7th house too. Hey, hey, hey. I love that. Yes. Snazzy Astrologer says, I've tapped into the Artist Way, taking it in small doses. Yes, I agree that I think that that's such a great approach. I did it through a book club, and, all of us had our own the way we were doing it, but we would meet and we would talk about it. And it was just like, it was perfect. I definitely agree with small doses, because this book will change your life. Whew. It will change your life just in the questions and the comments and the stuff that she talks about. You're going to be like, whoa. That's why it says a spiritual path to higher creativity. Highly recommend. Janae's not in Chicago anymore. She just came back to Houston last night. So just, that's where she's at. I'm in the DMV. Diamond Bell, originally I'm a media personality. Girl, I have a podcast and a blog and a small following, so I want to merge the two and find ways to be creative in real estate. Girl. What's your profile number? I'm just curious. What's your profile number? So one of the things that we do in Confident and Paid is we talk about the different business models for your 3-5. The reason I'm excited about 3-5 is because I have 2 other women in there that are 3-5s currently. I have a 3-5 projector, and she does, she's currently an accountant, but she started a mindset coaching business, CC. And then I have a 3-5 who is in the UK, Kay. She used to be an engineer, and she recently got fired from her job. And because she's in my community, she has felt the confidence to say, F jobs, I'm not going to apply for another one. She actually applied for one and then was like, why am I going to the interview? So she's also building out a business as well. But I asked that question because one of the things that we focus on in Confident and Paid is like creating a business that honors your energy. And the deeper you look into human design, you'll recognize that your human design profile actually gives you some instruction and direction on the best business model for you. As a 4-6, the only thing I'm focused on is community building, because that is what I'm great at and that is where I thrive. And so why am I going to force building a business business in a way that doesn't honor my energy. I can be with more people, connect with more people when I have a community setting. And so you learning the best business model for your human design type is such a great step in the right direction, because you'll know that you're honoring your energy from day one. And then anything that you build from there, it will easily be scalable, right? It will be able to impact many different people because you've built it in a way where I'm honoring my energy. This thing energizes me and I love showing up. Like, I love my community. My community also includes YouTube. It also includes Twitter. But everything that I've created, I created from a way that honors my energy. I don't want to get burnt out from my purpose. I love my purpose. I love what I am designed to do. But I didn't know that there was a specific business model for my energy before. And that's where I went and I got burnt out. So I share all that to say, Diamond, because you are, first of all, I love your name, Diamond, luxury, hello. But originally, I'm a media personality. Come on, that means you have no issue showing up. I get that things happen in life, but you are comfortable being in front of the camera. So come on now, online brand, that's effortless to you. And then as a 3/5, man, 3/5s, you are living life. What people want to see from you, I'm gonna share this with you. What people want to see from you is they want to see you experiment. Okay? As a 3/5, we want to see you experiment. That's period. As a 5 line, I mean, you already know as a 5 line, you're creating solutions, right? You're solutions based. So as a 3/5, you get to experiment and then share your solutions to the things that you're experimenting with. And in that alone, you're going to build your tribe, because as you're experimenting, your people are going to be like, look at this cool journey you're going on. And then you share the solution as your offer, right? As their opportunity to be a little closer to you, to learn from you, to connect with you. And then brands, we're going to, come out of the circle as I described it today. The first economy is just you and the things that you create with your own energy. And then outside of that, there are the brand deals, the speaking opportunities, the collaborations. Those people are also going to be looking at you and seeing, oh my God, look at her experimenting maybe with her body, and she's working out, she's doing running. We want to be the shoes that she's putting on her feet. Let's send her an email. Like, that is how this works, right? So just want to give you that. I think that will really support you in where you're at. Janae says, yes, I agree. I want to see the experimentation. Absolutely. Diamond, I will get to experimenting. Yes, girl, do your thing. Do your thing. It's going to be so fun. I'm a 4/6. So I've been experimenting. I'm still experimenting. I'm going to forever be experimenting. And I love it. Right. It makes life juicy. Like, this is why Jade said the other day that 6 lines are going to be teaching everyone how to live a great life. It's because 6 lines, we have I don't give a F attitude. We have a let's try it attitude. Like, I'm gonna try it. If it works, cool. If it don't work, I'll learn something from it. And we move on. We're not gonna be, oh, well, it didn't work, so now my life is over. That's not a 6 line. A 6 line is gonna try all the things. And that's why we have so much wisdom to share with you. Because we're willing to try it. We're willing to put ourselves at issue. We're willing to risk it all and see what turns out. So 3 lines, as you experiment, you're kind of like a 6 line. You have that, I experimented, this is what I learned, this is what works, this is what doesn't work. And most people are not like that. So you offer something really unique to the world. Okay, so I appreciate this so very much. Yes, you're welcome, Diamond. Janae, I just tweeted about how 3 lines will make the best books from their trials and errors. Facts. Trust me, this book, as you read it, you'll hear she talks about her own life experience minimally, and then she talks a lot about her clients' experiences, and whether or not she's a 3 or 5 line or a 6 line or whatever line, you'll understand, like, there's so much power in storytelling. There's so much power in storytelling. You never want to tell a story without making a point, and you never want to make a point without telling a story. Okay? I just dropped a gem on y'all right there. Okay? All right. On that note, my throat is like, we've had enough. And I agree. It was amazing being with you all today. I look forward to seeing you here on YouTube next week. We're going to talk about attraction marketing. I'm very excited. And I'm going to really share with you the importance of building an audience that loves your values. Okay. You can build an audience full of people that do not actually align with you. It's not going to support you. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. I'm excited for that conversation. And again, if you're interested in the social media glow up, I will share it in the link below. It's also already on my Twitter page. If you're interested in confident and paid, all the links are here. I'll add in the artist way. Everything you need is here. And if you have any questions about anything, you want to talk to me before you jump into something, just send me a DM. I'm always available. And that's about it. I love you so much. I am here for your thriving. I know that a beautiful life is already assigned to your name, and the millions of people that you are meant to guide and uplift and inspire, they are waiting for you. Okay? I love you, and I'll see you next week. All right. Bye, Diamond. Bye, Janae. Bye, the snazzy astrologer. Who else is here? Someone's here and they're not saying hi, but it's okay. I love you anyways. Bye, guys.